What's going on? It's your boy Sheiv, the Wise. Welcome back to Vader's Lair, everybody. We got a preview for Bad Batch today, like we do before every single Star Wars episode drops, no matter what show it is. Let's do this preview. We're gonna go over it. Heck, last week we did episodes 1 and 2, and man, that start to Bad Batch Season 2 was pretty lit. Let's get it going though. We got our watch party later tonight, 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure to smash the like button. Do it. Welcome back to the Lair, everybody. I hope you're doing well, and a happy Tuesday to you. A happy Bad Batch Tuesday to you. It is Bad Batch Eve. We are hours away from episode 3, and I cannot wait. The hype is building in the air. Episodes 1 and 2 really kind of gave us a starting point with where we are at in the show, where we are in the galaxy, and I think it's about to kind of push forward from here. We didn't see any of Crosshair in the first 2 episodes, and it was kind of weird. It was not you know, they did that a lot in season 1. There was a lot of like kind of missions of the week, but we're getting back to it. The Bad Batch are basically trying to get enough money at this point to be able to withstand the Empire when they come, or find a way to get out of the Empire's way. At least that's what Hunter wants to do with the group, as kind of we saw where Echo stands with the group, and that he thinks that they should be doing more in those first 2 episodes. So here we are, no Crosshair in the first 2. I think tonight in episode 3 we're going to be having kind of a Crosshair centric episode. The title of episode 3 here tonight is called The Solitary Clone. And there's really only 2 characters I think that could be, being Crosshair, who is the solitary member of the Bad Batch who joined the Empire, or it could be Commander Cody. But I think Crosshair actually makes a lot more sense now that we're here at this episode. Crosshair. Let's talk about Crosshair. There's a lot to talk about with Crosshair. Where has he been the last 6 months? That's what I gotta say. You know what I mean? Like, since season 1, the end of it, it's been about 6 months here, and Crosshair, it seems to me there's only two options here with Crosshair with where the story is going. Either he's been trying to find his way back to the Empire this entire time, because I don't know if you guys remember, end of season 1, the dude is kind of stranded on an island. You know what I mean? He's stranded on what's left of Cameo, or what's left of Tipoca City, I guess you could say. So my dude is stranded. I wonder if this entire time he's just been trying to get back to the Empire, and that's just how cruel the Empire is. They don't even have like contact with him, and he's kind of starting to sow the seeds, I guess you could say, of, dude, the Empire doesn't really care about me. Why am I sticking with them instead of my brothers and now sister Omega with the Bad Batch? What just happened to my audio with the Bad Batch? What's up, everybody in the chat, by the way? It's good to see all of you guys. I hope you're doing well today. Jedi Mike, the Stand Shield Porter. Mike, the Stand Shield Porter, good to see you. Oliver, good to see you as well. Smalls, Stanley's, good to see you too. Anakin Skywalker, welcome in the chat. My chat was over here. There it is. Pop it out. What up, chat? How you guys doing? Yo, Steve Starenka, good to see you, my man. Hey, always good to see you, Anakin Skywalker. You know what I mean? The chosen one. Welcome. Join the dark side. Crosshair and Cody tonight, says Oliver. I'm thinking the same thing. That's the cool thing with the fact that this could be a Crosshair centric episode. The other kind of option here is that maybe he's been in the Empire for a little bit since, you know, what went down at Cameo and at the end of season 1, right? So we're here in season 2. Maybe he's back with the Empire, but he apparently didn't tell Rampart that the Bad Batch survived the bombardment of Cameo. He didn't tell them. Clearly, at this point, Rampart does not know that the Bad Batch was still alive until, obviously, Wilco tells him, yo, we saw the Bad Batch, and he's like, well, we gotta keep this on the low, so you gotta die. I mean, Rampart's out here on a killing spree. You know what I mean? He's killing clones. I guarantee you, he killed Wilco. F in the chat for my boy Hauser, because I love Hauser as much as anybody. Let's be real. I truly love Hauser. He's a great character in the Ryloth arc of season 1, right? If Wilco died in season 2, just like that, because he's trying to protect his own hiney, I guarantee you he probably took out. I mean, he's gone, man. No way Hauser's alive. You know what I mean? Oliver says this episode's going to be quite dark, I think. I think so too. So the other thing that makes me think this is going to be kind of a Crosshair-centric episode is back in season 1, when we got the 3rd episode in season 1, that was also a Crosshair-centric episode. The episode that he ends up killing the civilians that were like part of Saw's partisan group. So I think that the trend is going to continue. The first episode was kind of this big, exciting intro to it. Then we get the second episode that's kind of a follow-up where the Bad Batch kind of stand in the universe. And now we get the Crosshair episode. Which, another thing is, Crosshair is a member of the Bad Batch in a way. Like, you kind of forget that, because obviously he joined the Empire, but this show started with him as a member of the Bad Batch, and he is technically one of the main characters, obviously. So I think an episode mainly dedicated to following him with little tidbits of the Bad Batch here and there as well. I think that's kind of what we're getting tonight. I don't know where the Bad Batch, they might be going on a mission for the week, but I do think that Crosshair and Cody's kind of position in the Empire is definitely going to be explored, and I'm so excited for it. I think Rampart might be pretty pissed, pretty upset that Crosshair didn't tell him about the Bad Batch being alive. There's those F in the chats. Yeah, F in the chat for Hauser, man. I definitely don't think he's alive. I'm sorry to say. Dude, trust me, bro. What up? Hope you're doing well, Rello. Hope you're doing well. Stanley's, hey, hi to you. Hope you're doing well, man. I gotta stop doing this. I think my audio is all like glitching out today. It's glitching out. A shout out to Smalls, bro. I hope you're doing well. And how was your first day of work? I hope it was good, man. Hope it was good. Give MCU OG, please. Hey, send in love to MCU OG. I don't know if I didn't see you earlier in the chat, but I hope you're doing well, man. You said what's good, what's up, good people, earlier in the chat. I hope you're doing good. Shout out to you, my man. Commander Cody was the chosen one, says Anakin Skywalker earlier. He was the first comment in the chat. He definitely was the chosen one of clones until Rex came along, and now Cody's crazy. We're about to see what Cody is. Thrawn announcement at Star Wars Celebration London, says Jedi Mike. Ooh, I'm down. I'm down. Give it to me. Do it. Hey, glad to hear. Glad to hear. Alright, let's get back into the preview here. So, talking about Crosshair. Will he come around? Do you guys think that at some point this season Crosshair is going to kind of figure it out? That, hey, the Empire is not good. I shouldn't be doing things with him. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Honestly, I think he will. I think that's kind of where his story is going this season. I mean, I do pose the question here, how long will the Bad Batch be? Is he going to be a part of the Bad Batch for a couple of seasons before the show ends? Because I've always thought the Bad Batch is going to be like 5 seasons. So if this is the second season of Crosshair kind of being with the Empire, could he start to figure it out and maybe by season 3 be with the Bad Batch again? Or is he going to end up sacrificing himself? Is the Bad Batch going to end after 2 seasons? Like, you know, Star Wars Obsession, what up? Hope you're doing good. Oliver says, I reckon no Bad Batch tonight, just Crosshair. I think we're still going to get some Bad Batch. I do think we're still going to get some Bad Batch. Go check out Star Wars Obsession, by the way. That's my brother. Hope you're doing well. Aaron Tomato says, definitely Rampart's probably going to be on Crosshair's case really hard. I think he's going to be on it really hard for sure. It's only a matter of time before he realizes his future with the Empire will be short-lived. For real, though. If he hasn't already started to, you know what I mean? Obviously, in the trailers, it kind of they make it out to seem like Crosshair's like any clones that kind of betray the Empire like deserve to die. You know, that's kind of the train of thought he still has. And so, I think that train of thought is slowly going to break down, and the seeds have already been sown with the Empire literally bombarding him. You know what I mean? It's bound to happen sooner or later. could see Crosshair sacrifice himself for the Bad Batch. I definitely think that too, Stanley's. I like where your head's at. It's coming. It's probably coming. It might happen this season. I don't know. And like I said, it depends on how long the Bad Batch lasts, how long they want to keep Crosshair around, if they want to bring him back to the Batch. But I do think his is a redemption arc that will likely end in sacrifice. Caleb Richardson, it's good to see you in the chat. Same with you, Sabersmith. Caleb Richardson says, when were the clones fully phased out from the Empire? Because in the copies, or in the couple of Andor flashbacks, there are some clone troopers, or at least stormtroopers, wearing clone armor when Cassian was an adult on Ferrix. So I've had the same train of thought as you, Caleb Richardson, and I believe what's really happening in that scene where Andor is kind of walking through Ferrix, I think he's like reliving memories of his childhood, having the now clone trooper, or now stormtroopers there be clone troopers. I think when he was a younger boy that the clones came, and that's who killed his father at the earlier parts of the Empire, because now we're at the end of the Empire. It's been like a 20-year period that they've been reigning, you know what I mean? So it's possible that Andor is just reliving those memories, and it shows him as an adult, but it's not exactly a flashback. It's just literally him walking through and remembering that stuff, and really it's stormtroopers, but they're clone troopers because of him remembering that stuff. That's just what I take from it, but I'm probably wrong. It could be an actual memory of him being an adult, and then I don't know if it would make sense, because I do think clone troopers are mainly phased out by the time of Andor. The other thing is too that we don't know a definitive date of when clone troopers were phased out completely. We've already started to see the beginning of that in the Bad Batch season 1, which is just months after Order 66, or within the first couple months, right? And so we don't have really a definitive date, but I think we're actually going to get some sort of a clone uprising here, maybe in season 2 of the Bad Batch or season 3. That's going to be the definitive date of when clone troopers were officially phased out, or most of them, you know what I mean? I'm sure some of them, their chips still got them so programmed for the Empire. It's, you know, it's bad news bears. Sabersmith, hey, Sheiv, first live chat. Hope everybody is well. Hey, welcome in, Sabersmith. I'm glad you're here for the live. Let's go. Small says, welcome, Saber. Hey, always welcome in. Make sure everybody to welcome in Sabersmith. Oh, okay, I hope I say this correctly. My MYKKI, Micah, I don't even know how to say that. I'm sorry, Micah. Welcome into the chat. I hope I got that right. I probably didn't. If just let me know how to say it down in the chat. But we are going to be doing a live tonight for episode 3 of the Bad Batch. We're going to be doing a watch party later at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I know that's so late, but the episode unfortunately drops at midnight Pacific Standard Time, which is 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 11:30 is when we're going to be doing our watch party. The episode doesn't really drop until about a half hour after that. Dude, trust me, bro, says, hope you're doing well. To Sabersmith, hey, definitely hope you're doing well. Hope everybody in the chat's doing well, man. Star Wars MCU OG, good to see you, man. He says, glad the new job is going well. Can't wait for the episodes. Yeah, I'm real glad, Smalls, that your job's going well, too. That's great news, man. Star Wars Obsession says Rex, Gregor, and Wolf are the reason Commander Cody is dead. Hot take! Yo, if you didn't see our stream together, I streamed with Star Wars Obsession this past week, kind of before episode 1 and 2 came out, I think. Was it after? I think it was before. It was before, and came up with a great theory. Star Wars Obsession came up with this great theory that Commander Cody might end up getting killed by some of the characters he just listed right there, being Rex, Gregor, and Wolf, and that's the reason that they end up maybe leaving the rebellion. That's what he was thinking. That's a pretty crazy theory. It would be wild if Rex ends up having to be the one that kills Cody somehow. I honestly think that Cody is going to be one of the clones that starts to wake up from the programming of the chip, and that's the next thing I kind of want to bring it to. So I've been talking about that the chip could be wearing. The chip that executes Order 66. The inhibitor chip that the Kaminoans implanted in the clones. Is it wearing? That's the big question I have. And I kind of started to think about it today a little bit deeper, and the order has been executed. You know what I mean? Execute Order 66. Well, they definitely executed Order 66. Most of the Jedi at this point are already gone. Like, a big chunk of them dead. They're dead. They're gone forever. And now the order has been executed. You know, they're not going to be in that state forever. They're not going to forever be executing Order 66. At some point, that wears off. At some point, they're no longer, they already executed the order. Now they kind of go back to primary function, servicing the Empire. But then they still have that personality now. That personality doesn't go away after the order is gone. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of it. The chips are starting to wear now that the order has been executed. And for some of them, their minds have been so scrambled by the chip that they're going to end up like Wolf later on in Star Wars Rebels, where he's so like crazy that he still thinks that the Jedi are the targets. And it's just sad. It's sad to see that the clones were once like the best friends of the Jedi, and now they're still struggling with what's going on in their head and servicing the Empire. You know what I mean? Yo, Hawks Holocron, good to see you in the chat. Leia Rose, good to see you too. Don Basham, yo. Darth Maximus, good to see you too. Hey, what's up everybody that just joined into the chat? Make sure to smash that like button. Do it. Alright. Anakin Skywalker says, for me, Darth Vader skin from Fortnite DLC pack. Dude, I gotta get that thing. I gotta get it. Leia Rose says, ayo, what up? Do it. Don Basham, good to see you too. Where was I? Caleb Richardson says, we don't know how old Cassian is because he could be close to 30 when he died on Scarif, which would make him 20 when the Empire was born. Old enough to still be the same actor in the clone flashbacks. Definitely could be the case. That definitely could be the case. We do know that he was a young boy, what looked like right before the Clone Wars. So you might be right. You might be right. He could have been about 20. You're probably right. And if that's the case, it's still kind of the same thing. He would be a young man at the time of those flashbacks, to your point. And that would definitely make a lot of sense, how those were clone troopers probably at the early point of the Empire, and at some point during the Bad Batch, I think is going to be when they're started to officially be phased out completely. It does seem like the clone commandos are really higher up, or they're at least, on Mount Tantus at this point, which is pretty wild. I would say hi to the person that just said Vader's lair in the chat, but I can't even see you. I can't see you. What up, John Cena? Don Clouderman says this is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Two Dons. Oh. What up, Don? What up, Don? Hope you guys are well. Oliver says Crosshair might kill some civilians tonight. Dude, that's what he did in episode 3 of season 1. I wouldn't doubt it. Crosshair is a cold-blooded killer, and it would kind of cement him further into having the redemption arc where he ends up sacrificing himself. You know what I mean? When you kill that many civilians like Darth Vader and all these other badass characters, when you kill that many people, though, there are repercussions for those actions, and usually they end up having to sacrifice themselves to kind of bring them back to the light. Is that legal? I played young Palpatine. Yo, that's what's up. Good. Oliver says, oh yeah, I read that one. Do Trust Me Bro says, I'm hoping to see some of that cloning juice at least this episode. A little this episode. I don't know what you mean by cloning juice. If you're talking Mount Tantus, that would be, I mean, maybe we could see Mount Tantus this episode, since it could be kind of a more Empire-centric one. That would be really cool. You might have some good thoughts there, Rello. You might have some good thoughts there. I don't think we're gonna get Mount Tantus this early, but dude, more cloning juice is always welcome. Always. Gotta squeeze it. Dale Herman, what up? I will make it legal. I will make it legal. Smash the like button, or else All right, where were we in our preview? Let's see. So we talked about the chips wearing. We talked about Crosshair. So obviously he didn't tell Rampart about the Bad Batch being alive. As I said earlier, it's possible he could not even be back to the Empire, but let me know what you guys think of that in the chat. Do you think Crosshair is back with the Empire and just didn't tell Rampart that the Bad Batch was alive, or is he still kind of trying to find his way back? Don Basham says, "Hey, you ain't see anything." That's what I saw. Where's Hauser? Is he safe? Is he all right? Says the Sabersmith. I talked about it a little bit earlier, but with how savage Rampart is, because Rampart, he's kind of savage, right? With how savage that dude is, though, I don't think Hauser's alive, man. I think he was dealt with. I think, Rampart. So let's get into Rampart here a little bit. Rampart, it seems like, as like savage and willing to kill people as he is, it's because of who's above him. Imagine if Rampart failed Tarkin. What do you think Tarkin would do to Rampart? Well, let's just remember, Tarkin came out of nowhere and said, "Give me that," to Director Krennic with his project, the Death Star. You know what I mean? Obviously, the Death Star was a big project that definitely was way beyond Krennic, but that's moot point. Director Krennic got his own Death Star shot at him. Do you really think that Rampart's not going to get bombarded by the time this show ends? Let's be real. He's going to get, like... I do have a theory here, and this is like a super long shot in the dark that's probably just the dumbest thing I've ever said. So listen up. Take your little screen captures. What if Rampart is a Mandalorian? No, okay. This is just dumb because the Siege of Mandalore doesn't happen until, or not the Siege of Mandalore. The Night of 1,000 Tears doesn't happen until way later, so it can't happen in this, could it? I mean, if the Bad Batch goes long enough, maybe Rampart is a Mandalorian, and the reason that Mandalore gets, destroyed in the Night of 1,000 Tears or whatever it is, maybe it just gets bombarded by Rampart, or because of Rampart, because he's a Mandalorian and he failed Tarkin. I don't know. That's me rambling a theory out there, but Sabersmith says Tarkin kills Rampart. I think that could be the case too. I definitely think Tarkin is probably going to be the one that says, "You failed me." I mean, how crazy would it be if it's Palpatine? We do know Palpatine is going to be in the show later on in, we don't know what episodes, but in the trailer, we see Palpatine in the Senate. In the Senate. We see Palpatine in himself. And, it's possible maybe he's the one that's like, "Do it," and kills Rampart. You know what I mean? He's like, "You failed me for the last time, Admiral Rampart." Rampart is too much of a batch too. He's definitely I hate Rampart. Small says, "They all gonna die." You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Mike the Stand Show Porter says, "Did you know the Empire cloned fruit?" What? One of them broke away from the other clone because it was upset with the rest. Yes, his name was Crosshair. Oh, Mike, you and your dad jokes will never fail us. That was pretty good. You've been having some good ones today. I saw your dad joke on Star Wars Santa's channel today. Top notch, my man. I'm with it. It was good. It was real good. Darth Maximus says, "That's rad, Don Clatterman." What did Don Clatterman say? It's 40-minute miracle. I lost. The Stanley says, "Rampart executed by stormtroopers. The troopers he moved heaven and earth to see succeed, only to be killed by their own creation." That would be wild. I mean, it would be poetic justice if one of the Bad Batch or just one of his own troopers ends up killing him. It would be awesome. Heck, it would be amazing if Crosshair's the one to kill Rampart. That would be cool. I'm down with that. Sabersmith says, I can't get too attached to any more clones. My heart can't take it. You're telling me, man. I mean, when Fives died, I lost a piece of myself that day. I truly did. Protect Rex at all costs. If they end up killing Rex in the Ahsoka show or something, I can't. Don't do that. Please, Lucasfilm, don't. Please don't. I'm too weak. G-Motion says never watched. Any good? Dude, the Bad Batch is really good. If you've seen the Clone Wars, it's a lot like that. It's kind of a continuation of the Clone Wars, but not really, I guess you could say. Like, it's hard to describe the Bad Batch unless you've seen them in action. They're pretty lit. They're cool. It's like the A-Team, but Star Wars and clone version. And there's a lot of cool Star Wars lore to it. It's definitely worth the shot, man. If you haven't seen it so far, go to season 1. The first episode is a banger of an episode. And then there's some like weekly mission kind of things that kind of progress the story a little bit. But it's real good, man. It's interesting. Saw some Clone Wars. Hey, well, it's definitely a lot like Clone Wars in the terms of, like, you know, you never know what you're gonna get with it, and it's a lot of fun. And the progression of the characters and the story tells a good narrative, man. And it's a good Star Wars story. It really is. I love me some Bad Batch. I really do. Oliver says, "What if Rampart orders Cody to kill Crosshair and label it an accident?" Well, if that happens, I feel like Cody is not going to be able to do it, and that'll make him order Crosshair to kill Cody. No, I don't know. I wonder if Rampart's, you know, it's interesting now that he knows the Bad Batch is alive, right? He knows they're alive. He can't send Crosshair after them. There's no way he can send Crosshair after them. Maybe that's the whole thing with Cody, is that Cody is ordered to go after the Bad Batch because of Crosshair's, you know, inability to report that they're alive. You know, Rampart's starting to question where his loyalties lie, and I don't think Cody's going to be able to go through with it, and Crosshair's going to try to talk to him. He's like, they're traitors, we have to kill them, and Cody's like, no, man, they're our brothers, they're your brothers. And maybe Cody will even be the one that kind of starts to convince Crosshair, we got to get out of the Empire, dude. We got to get out of here. And maybe Crosshair will end up trying to kill Cody because of that. Like, I'm worried Crosshair will kill Cody, and that would be terrifying. That would be terrible. The A-Team. That would be a great video. It would be. Sabersmith says, if they kill Rex, Star Wars paying for my therapy. You're telling me, man. I'm gonna write Dave a check and be like, this is what you owe me, my guy. This is what you owe me for emotional damage. That's what it's gonna give me. Darth Maximus says that would be a nice twist. Oof, that would be a heart-wrenching twist. I feel like Cody is gonna die at some point this season, though. If I'm being honest. News at 11, says Dawn. What news? Big news? What kind of news? Crosshair is already supposed to be dead. He just has to find a way to hide any reports, tattletales, etc. I don't know if he can do that, though. Crosshair is wild. Oliver says thanks. Something like that might be cool. I don't know. I definitely think so, man. I definitely think so, Oliver. And good to have you in the chat, man. Thank you for being here. Much love. Stanley says Rampart may send clone commandos or first-gen death troopers. Dude, I was thinking along the same lines as you with the commandos. What if he sends the commandos to go kill the Bad Batch because he doesn't trust Crosshair? It's possible. The other thing is, you know, with Commander Cody in Legends, Commander Cody is kind of a savage. He does whatever the Empire does. He sticks with them. He's a bit of a savage. I think Cody's going to be a little bit less of a savage in this. He's still a savage. I mean, fire at Kenobi, you know, right away in Revenge of the Sith. No hesitation. My guy is savage. Thanks for Star Wars Obsession for reminding me about that, because the dude is straight up savage. The dude is crazy. But Commander Cody definitely is in similar train of thought and thinking as Rex. And I think he's going to be the one, like I was saying, to kind of convince Crosshair, dude, this ain't right. This ain't right what we're doing here. Dude, trust me, bro says if Crosshair takes out Cody, he gotta go he's gotta go somehow. I don't care. I'm with it. Both of them are going, and that's probably gonna be the case. And why we don't see really Cody with Rex during Rebels. I think Cody's gonna be gone, and I think if Crosshair is the one to do it, he has to sacrifice himself. He's gotta go. Oliver says glad to be here. Much love, my man. Sabersmith says what if he's sending Delta Squad? Dude, Delta Squad 2, that would be crazy. Yeah, the clone commandos, that's what I'm saying. He probably is. Maybe not, because they're probably busy on Mount Tantus doing who knows what. Oliver says, do you reckon they attack the droid base in this episode, or is it gonna be in episode 12, the outpost? Interesting. The outpost makes sense because of, droid facility. I don't know. That's a good question. The other thing so it's possible this episode could be totally a misdirect and the solitary clone could be Rex. I don't think so. I think Rex is like the least solitary clone. I think Rex is out here trying to collect clones to start an uprising. That's what I think Rex is doing. I think Rex is already hanging with Gregor, because if you remember at the end of season 2, Gregor gets rescued by the Bad Batch, and he's with Rex probably at this point already. So I mean, maybe Rex ends up, calling in the Bad Batch, and maybe that's something that they kind of leave for the end of the episode. Like, we see bits and pieces of a mission that the Bad Batch are going on in this episode. We also get some story with Cody and Crosshair and where they're standing in the Empire. And I know I'm asking a lot for like a 20-30 minute episode, right? But maybe we see that with Cody, and at the end of the episode, Rex ends up calling in the Bad Batch and being, hey, I need you guys for a job. We're gonna get Cody out of the Empire. We're gonna do it. You know what I mean? That would be pretty lit. Kylie, good to see you in the chat, says, did you hear the Star Wars Jedi Survivor is rated 10? Oh, rated teen. I mean, it is probably gonna be rated 10 too. That game is gonna be lit. I did not hear that. That's pretty cool though. That's awesome. So that T for teen. All right. Stanley says, do you think Bad Batch will start using live ammo rather than stun ammo at some point? Probably not. Maybe if it's TK troopers, but even then, they seem like decent dudes, and a stun does the same thing as a shot, knocks him down. It's like plot stun, you know what I mean? Like, pew, you got hit with the stun, you're out cold. It's pretty lit. Sabersmith says, what if he sends Delta Squad or Wolf? Dude, if he sends Wolf, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Yo, Star Wars Obsession, thank you for being a member for 4 months, my man. Much love, dude. Like I said earlier, go check out my man Star Wars Obsession. Real OG right there. The two of us. I love you, Star Wars Obsession. Thank you, bro. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. If you guys want to check out our membership, by the way, I'm going to be doing a little bit more with it this year. Going to be trying to upgrade it a little bit. Maybe do some giveaways. You know what I mean? It'd be pretty cool. We right now have a $1 tier for the memberships. If you guys want to join and help support the channel, I'm trying to get a new PC to make the streaming experience just a little bit better. You know what I mean? Make it more fun to hang out in the lair. That's what we're trying to do. So if you guys want to do that, the link is in the description below. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you can't, don't worry about it. I mean, I know it's only $1, but whatever. If you can't, just being here, that's all I'm really asking you guys. I mean, to be honest, it's pretty wild. We only have so much time on this earth, and you guys are choosing to spend some of it hanging out with me. So I appreciate the heck out of every single one of you guys that are hanging out with us in this chat, previewing the Bad Batch episode 3. I mean, that's what it is, man. That's all the Star Wars brings us together. You all got a love for it. It's a great thing, man. It's a great thing. So really, thank you guys for being here. And if you do want to support us without becoming a member, another great way, just smashing the like button. Do it. And subscribing too. Subscribing helps even more. So just some ways that you can help us out. Thank you guys, though. Anthony, YouTube fan, says, Vader's Lair. Hey, Sheiv, the rumor is the solitary clone is about Crosshair. I'm hoping in Season 2, Crosshair encounters the Inquisitorius and Lord Vader. May the Force be with you. Dude, yes. Okay, so one of my theories for Season 2 here was that we could see the Inquisitorius. We're going to see Mount Tantus most likely again by the end of the season. And with stakes being so high, with the Empire being where it is, the Inquisitorius already being a thing. It's already a thing right now. At the very early days of the Empire, it's definitely a thing. I think that we're going to see the Inquisitorius not next season, maybe this season. Maybe this season. That's one of my theories and predictions for Season 3 here. Real quick, Steve Staranka, thank you for also being a member for 4 months. Much love to you. Steve is an OG in the chat as well. Thank you, man, for being a member for 4 months. And Dale, thank you for being a member for 2 months as well. Much love to you, Dale. Thank you. Alright, Don says, click that like button for more Star Wars content from our Master Sheiv. Good. Do it. Excellent. Alright. Members, make it rain. Yo, throw some hype in the chat, members. Much love to you guys. Oliver says, we're for sure seeing that clone memorial on Coruscant this episode. Dude, I didn't even think about that. That would be wild. That'd be real cool to see. I'd be down to see that and Wolf. We know that we're going to see Cody already, but it would be cool to see Wolf and Cody kind of working together, and it maybe would even point to where Cody's story ends up going. You know what I mean? The Sabersmith says, my students love Crosshair. Literally the only time they don't talk about Ahsoka. Lively debate in class yesterday. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome, Sabersmith. That I love to hear that, man. I was an after school teacher for a while, and I was surprised, honestly, with how little a lot of the kids like were into Star Wars. Some of them like were whatever. I tried to put it on New Hope, and I know it's kind of like a little dated. I mean, it's a New Hope. We all love it, but for a little kid, they're like, oh, put on something else. You know what I mean? Put on something new. It's like, no, sit down and watch Star Wars. I'm just playing, but for real though, it's awesome to hear that your kids are into Star Wars like that. That's amazing, man. Kylie says hype, hype, hype. Yo, thank you, Kylie. Thank you. Darth Maximus with the hype, and Steve Staranka, of course. Always hype. Always hype. Alright. Anthony, YouTube fan, says, just hope that Gungi doesn't become a victim of the Inquisitorius or worse, Vader. There's only been around 4 or 5 Wookiees in the Jedi Star Wars universe. True. There's only been 2 that I know of that come to my mind. Buryaga and Gungi, who I love both. Both of them are fantastic. I really don't know too many other Wookiee Jedis out there, but I know there's more. I know there's gotta be more. So if you guys didn't catch my stream with Star Wars Obsession last week, I did bring this up that it's possible if Gungi's gonna die at all in the Bad Batch, I don't think it's gonna be at the hands of just a clone or, you know, a TK trooper by any means. Maybe a commando. That would really suck. That would suck. I don't want to see Gungi die at all. Don't hear what I'm not saying. Protect Gungi at all costs, please. Please, Jen. Please, Brad Rao. Don't kill my boy Gungi. But if he's gonna die at all, it's probably gonna be at the hands of an Inquisitor. So protect Gungi. I hope that we end up finding out what happened to the rest of his crew from Star Wars The Clone Wars, but probably not, because Padawans go off with their masters, and the rest of them, hopefully some of them survived, other than Gungi. But thank goodness that Gungi is alive. I can't wait to see him. I hope that we actually see the Gungi episodes either next week or the week after, maybe soon, but I don't know. I gotta look at the episode list again. Sabersmith says college writing class. Oh, okay. That's awesome to hear. Andor is their thesis paper for the end of the semester. We have watched the first 3 episodes so far. Hey, that's freaking dope, dude. Sabersmith, that's dope. Okay, so you're a professor. That's cool. All right. Dude, trust me, bro, says, for sure watching this episode with you. I completely knocked out last week. If Gungi dies, I'd throw something that night. Dude, you're telling me, man. I'm going to break my computer. Dude, that's awesome though, Sabersmith, for real. That's freaking cool, man. I wish I was taking your college class. I would go back to your school and take it if I could. You know what I mean? For sure. Dude, hey, make sure to be there at the watch party tonight. It's definitely going to be a lit time. So, with Rampart, we talked a little bit about what is he going to do with the knowledge now that the Bad Batch are alive. If it's not the Commandos because they're busy off on Mount Tantus or something, do you guys think it could be Wolf or something? Who do you guys think is going to be sent after the Bad Batch? I don't think he really trusts Crosshair at this point. Like we've been talking about the whole stream, like Crosshair's on thin ice probably with him, unless he's just like coming back into his or like finding the Empire. You know what I mean? It's possible he could be lost out at sea on Cameo still for 6 months. Katuni Petro. What happened, Dale? I heard the crew is still with him on Kashyyyk, including Terrace and Nube. Okay, so I've been really trying to stay away from spoilers, and I think that could be something that's a little spoilery, so try to keep the spoilers out of the chat. But I've heard something along those lines too, and if that's the case, I'm so terrified with what we know happens to Terrace and Nube in Star Wars or Obi-Wan Kenobi series, right? We see Terrace and Nube in the kind of amber, like fossil Jedi is really what it is. I don't know what's going on with the amber, but knowing that he got captured by the Empire, it makes me so scared if he's with Gunji. I protect Gunji, please. Don't let that dude die. Give us a Gunji show. That's what you should do. Do it. The Sabersmith says, thanks, Sheiv. I tried to cover it all. Last semester was John Wick. A++. Dude, that's awesome. I haven't even seen most of the John Wick movies. But, come on. Keanu Reeves. I have to watch those. I do. You're going to make me do it. Young General Veers, dude, I'm down. Kylie says maybe some bounty hunters. I don't know if we're gonna get bounty hunters this early. I do think this is gonna primarily be kind of a Crosshair centric episode, like I've been saying. So I don't know if we're gonna get that. Dale talked to Gunji directly, so def a spoiler. It definitely is, Steve. It definitely is. So Oliver says Petro was in the first trailer for a second. We don't know if it was him, but it looked like it. Okay, okay. You're saying Dr. Or no, that's Dr. Pershing. Petro? Who the heck is Petro? Maybe I'm like mind blanking now. Anthony YouTube fan says, I have a feeling that Rampart is going to end. He's going to end up being an anti-Callus. I like where you're going with this. He says he's not going to have a redemption. I also believe his end will be at the hands of clone trooper bad karma. Yeah, real bad karma surrounding that guy, and at the end of the day, usually the bad guys get what's coming to them. You know what I mean? And Rampart seems like one of those dudes. You're right. He's not going to have any type of redemption, and he's going to get what's coming to him. He's going to get what's coming to him. How do you get the predictions right if you don't look for spoilers? Are you talking about me or in general? Predictions, I kind of just rewatching the show helped a lot. But I've been trying to stay away from spoilers a lot lately, actually. For the members, a lot of the members know, I did a stream for the members talking about how I was going to start staying away from spoilers. A lot of what I did early on the channel was kind of cover a lot of the spoilers and do previews and watch parties. And I still do the previews and watch parties, but I need to get back on my theories, man. And part of the thing is I was going so deep into spoilers and everything that it took the theorizing and speculation and fun that I like, you know, trying to see what happens, and also kind of the moments where I'm like shocked and you guys get the like live shock of something happening. Like those moments are sucked out of the live streams and the kind of viewing experience if I know all the spoilers. So I'm starting to kind of go more and more away from them. I'm dodging them left and right because I know that there's a lot of spoilers out there for the Bad Batch. And if you guys want to do or do want to, you know, dive into spoilers, there are some great content creators, and I can, if you guys want to know who, some people to go check out, just DM me or check out my Discord, because a lot of those people post content in there, and you could just check them out. I mean, Star Wars Meg does a great job covering spoilers. Jason Ward, there's a lot of people out there. Star Wars Santa covers a lot of stuff. So I mean, if you want to cover spoilers or check out some spoilers for Star Wars, those are definitely your go-tos. Once in a while, I can't help myself, and I do end up looking, and I'm like, ooh. But there's been a lot of stuff. I mean, there's Ahsoka spoilers coming out the wazoo right now. Mandalorian season 3. There's so many spoilers out there, and as a content creator, kind of trying to give you guys like an authentic reaction, it's hard to stay away. Steve Starenka says, like when Yaddle survived / died. Dude, we all saw that. So it was everywhere on Twitter, and that was when I started to try to stay away. I saw the Yaddle stuff, and I was like, I have to stay away from this, man. Like, that's a big surprise and shock that they're kind of, spoiling for you. That's why it's a spoiler. Talented Mr. Griffin says, damn, almost missed it. What up, everyone? What up, Talented Mr. Griffin? Hope you're doing well. Now, we still got some time. Actually, we're going to be kind of transitioning over in a sec from our Bad Batch preview to talking about something that's not really spoilery. It's a new Star Wars show that's coming out, actually. And I do have a article to bring up here, so let me bring this up and we can get into it in a sec. But yeah, there's a new Star Wars show in the works called I think it's called Death Track 17 or Ghost Track 17. Sorry, Ghost Track 17 is the working title, so it might not actually be the name of the show, but right now that's kind of the code name for it, if you will. But we'll get into it in a sec. I'm gonna read some more chats here and get this set up so you guys can see this article that we're talking about. Alright, so Talented Mr. Griffin says, damn, almost missed it. No, alright, I read that one. He says, Stanley's, how goes it? Hope you're doing well, everybody. Small says, I'm not gonna be here tonight, but all the love. Hey, all the love to you, man, and I hope you have a great rest of your work week, or whatever your schedule is. I hope that work continues to go well. Much love to you, Smalls, and no worries about not being here tonight, man. Thanks for being here right now, man. Thank you for being here right now. Let me see if I can get this to work. Camera 1, where are you? Hello there. Alright, let's get this article up and talk about Ghost Track 17. Alright, so this article comes from Bespin Bulletin, and the title is Detective Pikachu Writers Are Working on a Star Wars Project. So let's pull it up here. Boop, and here it is. Detective Pikachu writers are working on a Star Wars project. Ghost Track 17 by Bespin Bulletin. Alright, so where is it? Is this? I didn't click on it? What happened? Continue reading. So, writing and producing. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Writing and producing partners Dan Hernandez and Benji Salmon are reportedly working on a unannounced Star Wars project with Lucasfilm, according to Deadline. Hernandez and Salmon. Okay, so this is according to Deadline. Hernandez and Salmon are probably best known for writing the Detective Pikachu movie, which was released in 2019 along with 2021's The Addams Family 2. In addition to those films projects, the duo also contributed a lot of television productions, including Central Park, The Tick, and most recently Koala Man, which I think just came out on. My brother was asking me about that, to name a few. Okay, so Deadline shared no additional details on the mysterious Hernandez and Salmon project, but just last week it was reported that Production Weekly announced that there was another Star Wars live-action series for Disney Plus was in development and was being executive produced by the Mandalorians Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Get it together, Sheiv. You're doing all right. The series is codenamed Ghost Track 17, a reference to a hidden tracks on a musician's Why is my tongue getting twisted? The ADHD, I can't think. The series is codenamed Ghost Track 17, a reference to a hidden track on a musician's album, and more than likely a reference to specifically the hidden 17th track on Beatles' album Abbey Road, named Her Majesty. Interesting. Okay. I can't read right now, apparently. Given the involvement of Favreau and Filoni, it's more likely that Ghost Track 17 is related to the Mandoverse, which features the Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and Skeleton Crew so far. However, it remains to be seen if the Hernandez-Sammet project and Ghost Track 17 are also one and the same. So they could be two different shows even. The work of Hernandez and Sammet doesn't excite me personally, and coincidentally, I actually binge-watched Koala Man, their latest release, earlier today, and they weren't impressed. Alright, so interesting news though. So there's at least one Star Wars project in the works, and maybe two. Star Wars Obsession, thank you for the $5 super chat. Much love, my brother. Just saw it right now. He says, bro, did I hear you steal my Omega theory on Star Wars Santa stream today? I call thief. I'm putting it out there more. And you definitely came up with it. You came up with it. I'm not calling credit at all, my man. I was putting it out there to see their reaction and what they thought about it. I should have gave you credit, I guess, in the chat, because that is definitely your theory, and I love it. I love your theory. So, Star Wars Obsession has this incredible theory that the Bad Batch are the clones of Omega. And it's brilliant. And I would love to expand on it and even maybe collaborate with you on a video for this, because I love it, man. I love it. I was thinking about it for half the day. I loved your theory, man. I was even watching back our stream earlier today, Obsession, and it's a great theory, man. So the Bad Batch are obviously very different than a lot of the other clones. They're genetically enhanced, but even their personalities, they're so unique. A lot of the other clones are very similar, but the Bad Batch is just so unique. And Omega was likely the first member of the Bad Batch even created. She's likely a Phase 1 trooper, which is the same as Captain Rex, and really the same as Alpha, the first clone to ever be made, Boba Fett. And the other thing is, Boba Fett and Omega are the only two genetically identical clones, or genetically identical to the host clone Jango Fett. So they're basically perfect replicas. At least Omega's a little bit altered, but she's just like Boba, and the fact that she has like the pure Jango DNA within her. Now, the other thing that kind of makes this theory really plausible for anybody that's kind of like, how could the Bad Batch be clones of Omega? Like, you know, the thing is, Nala Se and the Prime Minister of Camino were literally trying to get Omega back to clone her. Not the rest of the Bad Batch, but to clone her. We also have heard her, and this, again, shout out to you, Star Wars Obsession, for creating this theory. We've also heard her say to Echo, you know, I don't like being hooked up to their machines either. Well, we haven't really seen her be hooked up to any machines, but I'm sure that the Kaminoans did a lot of tests with her. If she was just randomly like a female, don't you think they're going to be like, how the heck did this happen? And start testing on her and start trying to clone her? Well, if they were trying to clone more of her or create an entire army of Omega clones, it's possible because they've already done some tests and created 5 Omega clones, being the Bad Batch, that were genetically enhanced, and to be honest, some of the most badass clones we've ever seen. So shout out to you, Star Wars Obsession, for that amazing theory. And yes, I did steal it for some fun over at Star Wars Santa's channel. I really like the theory, man. I really like the theory. Talented Mr. Griffin says, pretty good, sir. You guys get back to normal down there? In terms of weather, or who are you talking to? You talking to Bobby? Text Avenger Bobby, what up? If you're talking to me, in terms of weather, it's been pouring all week here in LA. I don't know what's going on, but it's been a downpour. All of a sudden today, though, it stopped, and it was another beautiful LA day by like 3 o'clock. But yes, in terms of the Pikachu Riders thing, and Her Majesty being kind of the code name for this show, and here, let's get back in the lair and talk a little bit more about this. for the show being Her Majesty, really interesting. Obviously it being potentially Mandoverse, having Dave and John be kind of the executive producers behind the show. I don't know exactly who Her Majesty. Maybe it's a Bo-Katan or Mandalorian series with Bo-Katan, because Her Majesty, maybe Bo-Katan becomes the ruler of Mandalore, and you know, she would be Her Majesty if that's, you know, a Mandoverse thing. I don't know. That would be kind of cool. I'd be down for a Bo-Katan Mandalore show. What about you guys? Yeah, Aaron Tomato says Her Majesty equals Bo-Katan. Exactly. Darth Maximus says Obsession has been right plenty of times before. I like that theory. Yeah, Obsession's a pretty smart dude. Heck, a lot of you guys in the chat are awesome, smart people. You know what I mean? I really love this theory too. Me too, Text Avenger Bobby. It's a great theory. Go check out Star Wars Obsession, man. He's got some great content. Oliver says Omega might be transgender. She could be. That would be awesome, man. I would be totally down for it. I think it would show that Lucasfilm is down for equality of all genders and whatever, and representation, and it's awesome, man. It's awesome that Star Wars is doing that. I know that there's already a transgender clone in the comics, I believe. So yeah, regardless of what you believe, I think it's an awesome thing, and I'm down for that. I don't know if that's exactly going to be the case. I think that Omega's alteration is that she's like a strategic female clone. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense to me. I'm down for a Bo-Katan show, dude. Text Vendor Bobby, me too. Steve Starenka says, what if it's a live action Obi-Wan Satine show? Her Majesty made me think of Satine. I'm not even gonna lie. Her Majesty made me think of Satine, and then obviously Bo-Katan. That kind of even would fit a lot too. And the fact that she's the sister of Satine. But dude, if it's a Satine Obi-Wan show, that would be amazing. I wish that we could get a show about Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon protecting Duchess Satine, like before the Clone Wars, and you know, back in the, you know, Obi-Wan's apprentice days. I would love that. Give me that, man. You know, take Ewan, age him back a bit. I'm down for it, man. I'm down for it. I love that, Steve Starenka. Star Wars Obsession says Bo-Katan show would be amazing. It really would, man. And Katie Sackhoff would kill it. I would not be surprised at all if she does end up becoming Mandalore at the end of Mandalorian season 3. And the fact that she's friends with Ahsoka, I wouldn't be surprised to see her in the Ahsoka show as well. I mean, Bo-Katan could be taken over. I'm down for it. I would love more Mandalore lore. Me too, man. Every time I see it, I'm just like, woo. Recently, actually, part of the reason I haven't been streaming as much is I've been watching the Clone Wars episodes. The crucial Clone Wars episodes are critical. I don't know what they call it on Disney Plus, but it's like the crucial episodes of Clone Wars. And I wanted to show him the Mandalore arc. And that's basically the story of Satine, where Mandalore is, and how they're kind of neutral during the Clone Wars. And then, of course, it goes into the Maul arc. Or, you know, the next kind of crucial arc is the ARC Troopers and Maul arc. So now I'm showing my brother the Maul arc to get him set up for Satine getting killed by Maul. Just so I can break my brother's heart. You know what I mean? Kate Winslet as Satine. I haven't seen her, but dude, I gotta check that out. I would love to see Satine in live action, man. I kind of wish that they did that in Obi-Wan. They didn't have to, because that's not what Obi-Wan was about. But I mean, it would have been cool. I've been rewatching Clone Wars here recently myself. I want to be caught up before Ahsoka. Hey, well, Text Vendor Bobby, we do have a rewatch of the entire Clone Wars. We watched the entire Clone Wars on the channel already. I'm really proud of that. And if you do want to watch some Clone Wars episodes and kind of watch along with me, you can. It's on the channel. We have a whole playlist dedicated to it. I know it's kind of distracting having me on in the background, but if you do want to watch along with me, get kind of my take for some of the episodes, You can do that on our channel. I started a Rebels rewatch Sunday. Dude, OG. Yes. Yes. I cannot wait. I've been thinking about Rebels so much lately, with the Ahsoka show coming out, with a lot of the spoilers that I've been trying to stay away with. You know, I still see little creeps of like headlines and things, and I'm like, no, stop, please. I'm too weak. But yeah, I see them. And I start theorizing about different things with Thrawn and Ezra and different characters from Rebels. And yeah, I myself turned on Clone Wars the other night. Or not Clone Wars. I turned on Star Wars Rebels the other night because it's that good. If you guys haven't seen Star Wars Rebels already, what are you doing with your life? Huh? What are you doing with your life? Please, do yourself a favor. Go watch Star Wars Rebels. It's that good. It's that good. It's so good. If you don't like the animation style, get past it a little bit. I promise you the story is incredible. It's incredible. It's one of the best Star Wars stories ever told. Text Vendor Bobby says, I've been rewatching Clone Wars. Okay, I read that one. Oliver says, Bo-Katan and Bad Batch Season 3, further tie-ins between the clones and Mandalorians are always welcome. Interesting. So, two characters that were, they were like, I don't know if they were fake leaks or incorrect reports, whatever you want to call them, but there were reports during season 1 of the Bad Batch that we were going to see Bo-Katan and that we were going to see Grogu. If you guys haven't seen my Grogu theories with the Mandalorian, I gotta finish my video on it. But I think Grogu could be in the Mandalorian. But Bo-Katan definitely could be too. I think that would make a lot of sense. Reports being wrong in the first season, potentially being right in the second. That happens all the time. Yeah, Bo-Katan being in... and we've already seen her in the Clone Wars animation too. And seeing that she was the last person with Ahsoka before Order 66. And Ahsoka keeping in touch with her. I mean, let's say Ahsoka and Rex come into the Bad Batch. It would make a lot of sense if we were to end up seeing Bo-Katan too. It would. That's one of their few allies. I remember those Bo-Katan reports. I do too. I definitely remember those. I don't exactly remember who they came from. Might have been the Convor call. I don't remember anymore. Omi Wanda, homie, aka Beskar Batman, what up? Good to see you in the chat, says Sheiv without saying too much. Oh, that was dude, trust me, bro. He says, give me more Jason Syndulla, please. Dude, I'm right there with you, Omi Juan. We got to get some more Jason Syndulla, and I think we could get some live action Jason Syndulla. I actually have a theory that Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew could be about Jason Syndulla and some other characters with him. I don't know if that's going to fully be the case, but I do think Jason Syndulla is going to be force sensitive, and then we're going to see more of him at some point in the Mandoverse, and he's going to be a little bit older. It should be dope. Should be dope. I mean, so Skeleton Crew, I've been speculating for a while, could be a play on the fact that there's a Ghost Crew in Rebels. Ghost Crew, Skeleton Crew. I don't know. It kind of makes sense. But with this new show, Ghost Track 17, obviously Ghost Track, being the whole Her Majesty, that's probably what it is. It makes a lot of sense. But Ghost is still a hint to Rebels a little bit too. I don't know. Long shot there. It's more likely Her Majesty, which could be a Bo-Katan show. Maybe Jason part of the new Jedi Order. Yo, I'm down for that too. Star Wars Obsession says Bo-Katan can be de-aged. She did battle stars when she was younger, so lots of input for Smoke. All right, there you go. We can de-age Bo-Karen if we want. Bo-Katan. Oliver says yes, good. I remember this episode. Text Vendor Bobby says that would be dope to see Jason Syndulla and Skeleton Crew. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, it is supposed to be characters that are around 10 or younger to teenage kind of age, so it would fit. Jason Syndulla probably being around the same age. Text Vendor or Anthony YouTube fan says, "Oh, now a 10-year-old Jason Syndulla is going to be a force sensitive and a factor in the Mandoverse. You already know he will. He definitely will." Sabersmith says Rebels is my go-to for a big Star Wars hug. That's exactly how I feel, man. The show is so hopeful, even in its dark moments. And God, I love Star Wars Rebels. It's so good. Alright, I'm probably going to get out of here in the next couple of minutes. So if you guys have any last questions or super chats that you want to put in, throw it in now before we get to tonight's episode of Star Wars, the Bad Batch. Episode 3 coming tonight, though. We're going to be doing our watch party at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Adjust accordingly, depending on other time zones in the world, because there are a lot of them. But I will see you guys there. We're going to be starting 30 minutes before the episode drops. So anytime that you want to hop in there, much love to you guys. Before we go, too, and before you put those last questions in, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps us out. It helps the channel grow. It shows that you like this video. And I just really appreciate it if you could do that. And another thing would be to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if you are, a huge welcome to you. I see some newer faces in there. Whether it's your first time or, you know, second or third or however many times you've been here, I see you guys. Much love to you guys for being here. And welcome in. I love seeing new faces. I love having some newer people in. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date for all things of Star Wars, because we do a lot, you know, a lot of the stuff we do is for the shows and things, but there's a lot of Star Wars coming here in 2023. Just kicking it off with the Bad Batch here. We're going to be getting around the corner Mandalorian Season 3 coming in March, and then we're also getting one of the most anticipated Star Wars games ever with Jedi Survivor coming March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you guys. And Ahsoka's coming later in the year, along with various others shows. Brain fart there. But yeah, we're getting a whole lot of stuff this year. I can't wait. Star Wars is lit. Make sure to subscribe. Metallica says Darth Maximus. What? Oh, Sane Black says Metallica or Megadeth. Metallica. What up, Sane, though? Hope you're doing well. And the YouTube fan says, yeah, definitely. Alright, where was I? Omi-Wan Nahomi says Crosshair episode with his fingers crossed. I think it is. It makes the most sense for the solitary clone being the title of tonight's episode to be Crosshair. That would make the most sense. I originally thought it was going to be Cody before the season had kind of began a couple months ago, to be honest, or a couple weeks ago. I don't remember when we got the title list, but when I heard that this episode was going to be the solitary clone, I thought it was going to be about Cody. Crosshair makes way more sense. It really does. Text Vendor says, awesome, you guys. Enjoy the Bad Batch. About time you guys are going to bed. I'll be getting up for work. Take care. I hear you, man. I mean, definitely when Star Wars comes out, I lose a little bit of sleep, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it to hang out with you guys and watch new Star Wars. Sabersmith says, great chat, Sheiv. Thanks for welcoming me. Have a great night, everyone. Hey, much love for being with us, and thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you, Sabersmith. Stanley says, I wonder if Gideon had a connection or was a member of the Shadow Collective / Crimson Dawn before going to ISB. Interesting. Dude, I can't wait to find out more about Gideon. I saw Kaleidoscope, the new Netflix show that Giancarlo Esposito's in. He's such a good actor, man. He's such a good actor. He loves playing Gideon too, man. So I'm super excited to see where Gideon's story goes, and if we're going to get maybe some flashbacks to his past and what he did to Mandalore too. It would be so cool to see that, man. I really don't know. But Stanley's, I'm with you, man. I want to see more. I want to see more of Gideon. Don't forget your predictions. Yes, if you guys haven't done your Star Wars Santa predictions, go check out my man Star Wars Santa. He does these prediction shows every week, and it's always fun beating Star Wars Santa if you can get more predictions correct than him. Don, good to see you too. Guilt Machine, no Guilt Machine. Why? Get out, says Star Wars Obsession. Alright, I'll get out. Alright, y'all. Go check out Star Wars Obsession's channel. Thank you all for being here. I will see you later for the watch party at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you all for being here, and may the Force be with you guys always. Peace. Oh, wait. Peace. Have a good night, y'all. Much love.